Hi there, this is Mike Getscher. I'm the Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer for Battleship Iowa. Most of us here aboard the Battleship have some kind of connection to the Navy or to a ship or to someone there, and this is my story. My dad was on a battleship in World War II. He joined the Navy in 1941, just a month before Pearl Harbor, and went from the invasion of North Africa to Tokyo Bay on a battleship. And so I grew up with these wonderful stories from him, a handful at least, because that generation was pretty quiet. But I had a few, and I admired what they did and what my dad had done. And I also was fascinated with the ships. So it was kind of a wonderful young heritage with that, and I just really enjoyed that. So Iowa came along as a fluke. I heard that the Iowa might come to LA, and I thought, well, that's silly. It won't happen. And things were not going well at the job I was at the time. We were laying people off. So I started looking around, and I stumbled across the website, found out that I knew 3 of the board members just by accident through my years in the local community. Called up one, we had a chat. They said, come on down to El Toro Air Base where they had a show, and I went in, talked to people for 2.5, 3 hours, met the CEO, and the CEO said, we're looking for an operational guy. And I literally looked at him and said, I'm your guy. So between my interest in ships and my maritime background and also my nonprofit experience, it made a lot of sense. So fast forwarding a little bit, visited the ship in August of 2011, came aboard, have to say my heart sank. Looking at her, she just was in rough shape cosmetically, although her bones were good. It took me a while to get my head around it, but within a month and a half, my current boss had called me and said, Mike, we got her. We're going to go tow her, meet me on the ship next Monday. And so that's how it started. I ended up working out of Sassoon Bay for 6 weeks just to get the tow prepared and towed her out to Richmond, and the rest is kind of history. So this has been the most extraordinary experience I've ever had. We knew when we picked up the ship in Sassoon Bay that we were part of an extraordinary story. And the magic of the ship has been the interest that people have and the passion that they have and all of that, and the resources that they bring to it. It's just absolutely amazing. When we first got into Sassoon Bay, or rather Richmond, we towed her out of Sassoon Bay, my boss and I woke up alone together on the ship, literally in the dark, and kind of looked at each other and said, now what? And within 2 months, we were feeding 100 people a day in the wardroom of just volunteers who wanted to come down and help. And that's the extraordinary story of the Battleship Iowa, how the magic happened.